3775 or 8727-5935 or Ticket World at 8891-9999. True FM is the media partner of Love Nina.
Pause muna sa stressful moments ng buhay. Kalimutan muna kahit sandali.
I always thought you were the best. I guess I always will.
Waited till I saw the sun. I don't know why I didn't come.
Evening Chill.
You see this guy's in love with you. Compliment what she do.
Singlamig ng evening air ang mga kanta para ngumiti, magmahal, sumaya. Tuwing Sabado, alas 9 ng gabi hanggang alas 12 ng hating gabi. Evening Chill. At the end of the day, deserve mo to.
We should take it slow. We're just ordinary people. You are so beautiful.
Sa 92.3, Radyo 5, True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo. Susunod na ang Power and Play sa Radyo 5, True FM. Pinaniniwalaan, pinagkakatiwalaan. Ito ang Radyo 5, True FM. Dito tayo sa totoo.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Mainit at makabuluhang talakayan tungkol sa sports, kumpleto yan dito sa Power and Play. Mula sa mga paborito at naglalakihang atleta hanggang sa mga natatanging Pinoy sports figures na dapat nyong makilala. Ihahatid yan dito sa Power and Play.
Power and play na, bago na. Pilipinas tayo na.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko. Para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo. Ipag-iwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Power and Play is presented by Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, there's more to our cars. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo.
Halina't makinig, talakayin natin ang laro. Gusto mo, pag-usapan natin, ibida ang hilig ng bawat Pilipino na merong taglay na galing. Bangon na, power and play na, bangon na. Power and play. Bangon na, power and play na, bangon na. Pilipinas tayo na, bangon na. Power and play na, bangon na. Bangon na. Bangon na. Power and play na, bangon na.
With 2 gold medals. Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Isa na namang Sabadong hitik na hitik sa usapang sports. Yan pong inyong matutunghayan. Paano? Bango na! Power and Play na. Good morning! Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat mga kapatid mula po sa aming TV5 Media Center sa 1PH Studios. Ito po ang Power and Play at of course tuwing Sabado kami po ay nagdudulot ng inyong kasalo na tungkol po sa mga may init at nakakatuwang usapan sa mundo ng palakasan. Ako po si Noli Iyala at muli pong nangamusta sa lahat po ng kukuha ng entrance exam, yung mga papunta ng Ateneo, yung mga Ateneo entrance exam ngayon pong araw na ito. Kaya mag-ingat po tayo. At yung pong mga motorista naman, iwasan na yung Katipunan Avenue dahil mukhang madadagsa at medyo mabigat ang traffic dyan mamaya. Alright, of course, hindi po kumpleto ang ating Sabado kung hindi natin makakasama ang ating kaibigan, partner, and of course, the man for all seasons, si Jera Sayson. Magandang umaga, partner!
Magandang umaga, partner. Magandang umaga, Pilipinas. Ito naman po ang Power and Play. At tulad ng sabi ng aking partner, marami, hitik na hitik ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong araw na to.
Ano mo, mamaya lang, partner, makakasama natin ang isang napakaganda naman ng pinakita ng team niya, yung Blackwater bossing. Na talagang lumaban hanggang dulot, minalas lamang at hindi nakapasok. Kasama po natin mamaya as guest live si Coach Jeffrey Cariaso para pag-usapan ang naging takbo at assessment niya sa kupunan ng Blackwater bossing. Maganda naman, isipin mo yung kumakatok sila at least dun sa playoff, di ba?
At saka moving forward doon sa susunod na conference.
Yan ang abangan natin.
Abangan natin. Will they go big or will they retain?
Iiwan si George King. Di ba? Yan maganda tanong. Kaya yung George King, ang galing. Pwedeng maging parang resident import.
Naman.
Parang Brownlee at Ronde Hollis Jefferson.
And I think he's willing to do that.
Aba.
Di ba yung huling kapanayam natin siya, tuwan-tuwa siya sa Pilipinas.
Tuwa siya. Ang paborito nga daw niya yung kanto yata, yung breakfast. At mamaya rin po makakasama naman natin ngayon pong panahon ng eleksyon, ng politika. Ganun naman talaga, wala tayong magagawa. Yan po political season na. At pag-uusapan naman natin ang role, ang ginaganapang role ng sports pagdating po sa politika. At mga ating pong makakapanaya mamaya, ngayon ay veterano na ring politiko. Dahil 5 taon na ito nagsisilbi. Mamaya po ang full-fledged Vice Mayor ng Cebu City, si Vice Mayor Dondon Hontiveros. Isa pong legend yan.
Galing sa 3-point shot.
Cebuano hotshot.
Yes, Cebuano hotshot.
Cebuano hotshot yan, di ba? Kaya mamaya po makakasama natin si Vice Mayor Dondon Hontiveros. Of course, patungkol po sa balita ang PBA, partner.
Isa pa yan.
Pasok na po ang TNT Tropang Giga sa finals ng Governor's Cup pagkatapos nilang talunin ang koponan ng Rain or Shine Elasto Painters sa game number 5. Tinambakan nila At si Ronde Hollis Jefferson muling nagpakitang gilas. 36-11-9.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Grabe po yung itong player na to, talagang halimaw.
Isa pa yan. I-retain ba yan sa susunod na conference? O papalitan na mas malaki? Hindi rin natin alam.
Meron ng ibang, parang ang balita, kanina may lumabas na yata, pasok yata si RHJ, at sa Meralco naman, si Durham aalisin. So may mga bali-balita ng ganyan lumalabas. Kasi nga, nagpalit po ng unlimited height ang PBA.
Parang Only Rice.
Only Rice.
Walang height.
Kaya pwedeng patangkaran. Pwede rin naman kung sino lang yung fit ng team mo.
Correct.
Diba?
Correct.
Alright. At doon naman po sa kabilang serye, nanalo ang Barangay Ginebra. So, para silang dito, halinhinan.
Halinhinan. 2-2 na.
3-2.
3-2.
Lamang ang Kings. Lamang na po ang Kings sa San Miguel Beermen. Pagkatapos na makadalawa yata ang sunod ng San Miguel, sila naman ngayon bumawi. Balik sila sa lamang. 3-2. So, ang tanong po dito, tatapusin na kaya ng Ginebra bukas ang kanilang serye kontra San Miguel o ito'y aabot sa Game 7? Magandang yan.
At least ang bumabalik yung dating nakaugalian. Actually, not kaugalian, pero yung the tradition of the MVP group and the San Miguel group.
Ayan na naman.
Maglalaban sa championship.
Ayan na naman. Siguradong yun lang mangyayari.
Sigurado kayo yun lang mangyayari. Hindi yung parehong taga San Miguel or parehong taga MVP group.
Pero of course, yung mga magsasabing ito na naman sila. Same na naman. Sila na nakikita sa finals. Ganun talaga Sila ang malalakas na team. Wala tayong magagawa dyan. Sayang at ang rain or shine, medyo natapilok. Sapagkat ito po rain or shine, tandaan mo partner, dapat yan umiiwas sa number 1, yung pareho silang kapwa number 1. Balik na naman tayo doon sa format na yon. Kung umiiwas kaya yung rain or shine at iba ang nakatapat sa semifinals, nakapasok sa finals, o hindi rin natin alam. So yan ang mga permutations na what ifs na lang yan sa pagdating sa sports.
2020 hindsight na lang.
Siguro after so many years, pag-uusapan na naman yan. But again, it's the format and that's what we're talking about na napakahalaga. Yan po mga ganyang usapan sa mga board of governors ng PBA. Huwag kayong oo lang ng oo. Pag sinabihan kayo, oo lang kayo ng oo. Magsalita kayo dahil hindi naman sila iisa lang ang may hawak ng team ng ligang yan. But talking about that, marami pa rin pong pinag-uusapan ng PBA at lalong-lalo na po ang patungkol sa mukhang lalo pang umiinit na free agency. Lalong-lalo na dito sa parating na Troy Rosario sweepstakes. At ating pong pag-uusapan yan sa What's the Score? Sumali na rin ang Converge Fiver Xers sa mga umaasang maka-jackpot sa Troy Rosario sweepstakes. Ayon sa report ng Spin.ph, nakikipag-set na ang Converge sa big man para sa kanilang offer. Kasalukuyang may offer ang TNT kay Rosario na nirelease ng Blackwater kaya naging free agent na. Nalilink din ang pangalan ni Troy sa mga koponan ng San Miguel Corporation. Ang tanong natin ngayong linggo ay, kaugnay ng Troy Rosario sweepstakes, nakakabuti ba ang free agency sa PBA? And of course, alam naman natin yung si Troy Rosario, partner, kung gaano kagaling na player. Isa sa mga naging haligi ng TNT sa kanilang mga championship runs. And of course, nagpakita rin sa national team. So, malaking bagay. Plus, big man siya na marunong tumira sa labas, may galaw at dumidepensa.
Actually, natutuwa rin ako kay Troy Rosario. No? Dahil, kumbaga, may pinagdaanan din siya when he got injured. No? At ngayon, naka-rebound. Kumbaga sa babae, ang daming nanliligaw sa kanya ngayon, napaka-long ang hair niya ngayon.
Ang haba ng hair.
And one good thing about Troy, na narinig ko nga sa yung mga dating naglalaro siya sa Gilas, talaga ang galaw niya European style. Hindi American, kaya talagang shoot na shoot sa mga plays na gagawin ng any coach.
Alam mo kung yan ay maglalaro sa labas, no? Pwedeng maglaro ng tres yan
Correct.
Si Troy Rosario dahil may tira sa labas, mabilis, and of course shifty, marunong dumipensa. But again, yan po ang pinag-uusapan ngayon dahil si Troy Rosario po ay covered na nung tinatawag na free agency rule ng PBA. Ito pong rule na to, 7 years after ikaw ay madraft at nakapaglaro ka ng 7 taon sa PBA, ikaw po ay pwede na maging unrestricted free agent. Ang ibig po sabihin yan, pwede ka na lumipat sa ibang team. Pwede ka na mamili ng gusto mong team, partner. At marami nang naging ganyan mga kaso sa nakaraan. And again, this is another case kung saan si Troy Rosario po ay galing sa isang quote-unquote smaller team. Quote-unquote independent team. Although may nagsasabi na ang Blackwater daw minsan ay kumikiling sa isang side. No? But again, let's just assume na sila po ay talagang gustong lumaban. Pero mas maliit po sila at mas konti ang kanilang talent pagdating sa labanan. At again, hindi lang may posibilidad. Talaga pong lilipat na si Troy Rosario dahil tinanggihan na niya yung offer ng Blackwater Bossing. Kahit itinapon na lahat ng Blackwater Bossing, pati na yung building nila, binigyan na yata kay Troy Rosario. Ayaw pang tanggapin yung offer. Ayan ang mga question mark sa akin dahil alam niyo po ang PBA rule hanggang dito lamang ang pwede mong i-offer. Kaya hindi ko maintindihan pag sinasabi nilang tinaasan pa nila sa maximum ang offer nila sa isang player. Kaya,
paano, partner, di ba may limit?
May limit yan May salary cap. Halimbawa,
I think right now the salary cap is about 50 million. Hindi ko po sinasabi ito dahil hindi naman ako nakikipag-usap sa PBA. Noong panahon namin, 36 million. So ang pagkakaalam ko ngayon, mga 50 million na daw. May nagsabi sa akin 50 million. That is annual, partner. Annual. So you're talking about mga 4-something million a month ang dapat na sweldo ng mga player.
At hindi natataas.
Hindi dapat lumampas doon. At ang isang individual, ang pinakamataas na sahod dapat, noong panahon ko 450. Ngayon daw ay kalahating milyon. Pero alam natin hindi na daw nangyayari yan.
O kaya nga hanggang dito lang dapat hindi na itataas.
Yes.
O kaya sa ilalim ang dati.
Oo. Diba? Sa ilalim ang dukot. Kasi tanda mo, halimbawa 500. 12 player mo 500. Magkano? 6 million yun. Lampas ka sa salary cap. Technically.
Hindi na pwede sa taas.
Hindi na pwede.
O saan dadaan?
Sa ilalim.
Sa ilalim.
Alam mo, may isang tao nakatutok dito sa Troy Rosario para malaman din natin at of course, anong epekto nito sa mga PBA teams, yung itong free agency rule na ginagamit ngayon ng karamihang mga star players para makahanap ng bagong kuponan. Kasama po natin ngayon, of course, ang ating resident contributor at correspondent, Homer Sayson mula sa Chicago. Homer ng Spin.ph. Of course, tinututukan niya ang Troy Rosario developments. Magandang araw, Homer.
Good morning, Com. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Com, good morning. Boss Yara, good morning.
Hi, Homer.
Good morning. Hi,
Alam mo,
boss.
ito ang una kong tanong sa iyo, Homer. And let's start with this. Ano ba ang latest sa Troy Rosario sweepstakes?
Well, mahaba, Commissioner. If you give me 2 minutes, I'll explain it.
Okay, sige.
It all began. Matagal nang nililigawan si Troy sa Japan B-League. As a matter of fact, before he was traded to Blackwater, this is where the kumbaga friction between TNT and Troy happened. Before he was traded to Blackwater, may offer na siya sa Japan. And I was privy to the offer. I knew the offer. I wrote that story 2 years ago. But si Troy was convinced by Coach Chot Reyes na, we will take care of you, pwede ka namin, whatever. But then, hindi nangyari. He ended up in Blackwater. So, ang Japan B-League, matagal nang nakatuto kay Troy. This past September, early September, lumapit sa akin isang agent doon sa Japan B-League. And he told me, may offer kami kay Troy. Kasi they cannot go directly to Troy kasi wala si the PBA frowns on non-registered agents. Dapat naka-register ka sa PBA to be able to represent a player. So lumapit sa akin, the offer, this was September, the offer was $19,500 a month.
Wow.
So I went through proper channels. Tinawagan ko ang agent talaga ni Troy Rosario is Boss Danny Espiritu, but
yes.
He's going through some medical medical issues. Palagay lang natin. And so ngayon, temporarily, he's being represented by Marvin. So, ang anak ni Boss Danny. So, I called Danny, Marvin. I said, Boss, I have an offer from the Japan B-League. They want to relay $19,500. At that time in September, the contract of Troy Rosario would not have expired until the 24th or at the time na ma-eliminated ang Blackwater. So, we all waited. Tapos, nang dumating na yung October 4, I also reported this, na not October 4, I'm sorry, late September, after nag-free agency na, sinabihan na ako na, you know what, he's in negotiations with Blackwater who offered, I'm gonna use a word na palagi nating naririnig natin sa Quadcom hearings, allegedly, 900,000 pesos a month yung offer ng Blackwater kay Troy Rosario. So, hindi tinanggihan ni Troy Rosario, Blackwater released him, and that was why on October 4, nakausap ko mismo si Troy. Troy told me October 4 sa PLDT offices sa Makati, nag-meet siya ng TNT. And Boss MVP was there, masaglit lang daw. Boss MVP was there, Ricky Vargas was there, and of course Chot Reyes. And he refused to give me the numbers, pero when you have MVP in the room, it's safe to assume na whatever Blackwater's offer is, it's as dead as a doorknob. So wala na yon. So here's the thing. Tinanong ko yung company ni Troy, and obviously when it comes to money, people get very uncomfortable kasi parang matakot yata sa salin. So I asked them, Well, right now they're still waiting yung on October 14, by the way, 10 days after the meeting with the MVP group, it was reported by kaibigan natin, si Snowbado, na yung Converge, very interested sila. Because, can you imagine a twin power, so Baltasar and Troy Rosario. And then they already have the pieces on the wings.
Meron pa silang Aranya.
Yes, parang if you combine the legs of Rosario and parang beauty pageant yan, red legs ni Rosario at Balti, as legs that are as far as the eyes can see. And then if you look at the landscape, si Japet Aguilar is getting old, and so is Junmar Fajardo. So ang value ni Troy ron, grabe na. So they met with Converge. They're meeting with Converge, pero as part of their due diligence, they're gonna also listen to the pitch of San Miguel. So, yun lang ang variable ngayon. Hindi natin alam kung kailan mag-meet sila. And then, as we know, si Mr. RSA mismo ang nagsabi, they have an operating budget of 1 billion. So, they have the financial wherewithal to bid. So, just to be clear, para sa listeners natin, ito lang gawin. Like sinabi niyo na, hindi water under the bridge, posibleng money under the bridge. Ang PBA may limit. It's 450 nga ang maximum. But there are no rules and there are no laws that prohibit teams from giving bonuses in excess of what they already give in salary. Yung salary lang.
Let me correct you there, Homer. Hindi ako naniniwala dyan sapagkat yan ay malinaw. It's, I think, a matter of interpretation ng PBA commissioner. Sapagkat under the articles, at yan ay pwede nilang basahin, lahat ng monetary benefits ng isang player ay pasok sa computation ng kanyang salary. Hindi po totoo yan. Kaya kung ano sinasabi nila, hindi po totoo yan. Hindi po yan ang intensyon ng framers ng Constitution ng PBA. Lahat yan, including endorsements, including housing, lahat po yan ay binabalyuhan dapat para makuha ang totoong kontrata ng isang player.
Hindi kaya na-amend yun, umalis ka na, Om?
I doubt it.
Kaya nga ang problema, because you can even ask yung dating operations manager ng PBA who's no longer there, that's the way we computed everything before. Of course, yan ang tanong, nire-report ba? Diba? Yun ang mga tanong. Okay. But anyway,
and then there,
go ahead.
And then there's dito nga sa America.com, there is called the Miley Cyrus law. Remember Miley Cyrus, yung palagi siyang sold out yung mga concert niya, and it's being used now with Taylor Swift. In the United States, there is a law that is called anti-scalping. Na you cannot sell a ticket that is over face value. Pero ang ginagawa ng mga just like in the PBA, all you need is a creative accountant. So ang ginawa nila is they still sell the tickets above face value. Like that's why you cannot buy Taylor Swift tickets. It's impossible to buy. It's so expensive. Ang ginagawa nila to circumvent that rule na bawal mag-sell more than the face value, they sell it as a package. Sabihin nila, okay, may Taylor Swift concert sa Chicago. Face value nito 300 lang, but we're gonna sell it to you for 4,000 kasi kasama na airfare niyo at saka hotel room. So ganun din, if the PBA, kung hindi i-declare ng player, sino ba ang hindi mag-declare? Mag-declare willingly, di ba? So that's the core of the issue
right.
Sa PBA with the rich team.
Let me move on. So ngayon, yan ang sitwasyon. And again, we're caught in this situation na ang isang naman player galing sa isang independent team na binigyan na ng magandang offer. Ngayon ay papunta na naman malamang sa isang, hopefully, kung pumunta siya sa Converge, that's a first dahil bihirang-bihira ang isang player na pupunta sa isang independent team. I mean, when you look at the examples here, bigyan ko kayo ng may ehemplo, partner. Sige. Maverick Ahanmisi, galing yung Converge, napunta sa Ginebra in 2023. Correct. Si Chris Banquero, galing yan sa kupunan ng Phoenix, napunta ng Magnolia. Si Jericho Cruz, galing ng Rain or Shine, napunta ng San Miguel. At si John Pinto, galing sa Meralco, napunta ng Ginebra. Meron pang iba what is the impact of this? Again, Homer, pagdating sa, I guess, parity, pagdating sa implementation itong free agency rule. And again, don't get me wrong, I'm all for free agency. But what do you think, Homer, ang magiging impact nito in case Troy Rosario again decides to go to either one of the two conglomerates sa PBA?
Yeah, that always puts the independent teams at a disadvantage, Commissioner, and then consequently, may maapektuhan yung power base, ang parity of competition. Kasi naman, but if you look at it really, kung ikaw si Troy Rosario, San Miguel can match any offer from any other team. And then if you're Troy Rosario, you're like, do I play with Converge for the same money or doon ako sa Ginebra where the number one team, daming tao nanonood, tapos may mga bonuses pa. So that's besides just the money, but because the independent teams now can match it. They've proven that with Convert. Na mamatch namin, kaya naming bayaran. But the already built-in advantage of Ginebra and San Miguel that they have a residual of the years na palagi silang kampiyon. Like I said, there's no monetary value na naglalaro ka ng Ginebra tapos daming fans. Laro ka ng Converge. Minsan walang tao. Right? So that's the advantage. In fairness to the big teams, the advantage that they have, the advantage that they have built through the years, it helps, and it's not gonna go anywhere soon.
I want to make it clear. Alam mo, yan ay karapatan ng isang malaking kumpanan dahil they want to win, di ba? And I think the free agency rule it should force the smaller teams and the teams to step up, to spend dahil ganyan ang labanan ngayon ang rules ng PBA, partner. So again, but when you talk about spending, hindi yan carte blanche, hindi yan open wallet. Hindi naman yan dahil malakihan ng kumpanya . Yan ay kaya nga meron tinatawag na salary cap . Ngayon, kung yan ay nasa loob ng salary cap, walang problema. Ang problema nga hindi ito natin nakikita dahil inoopera ng 800,000, 900,000, lampas-lampas sa sweldo. Paano yan nakikita na ng PBA lantaran and yet walang ginagawa?
Well, sa akin lang, after listening to you guys, okay, tama yan. Kaso nga lang, I hope, because at the end of the day, it will be the decision of Troy Rosario. Lahat ng mga nanliligaw dyan, no? Regardless kung kaya ng Converge Tapatan or San Miguel or MVP Group. But remember, Troy Rosario is already 32 years old. And more or less, 5 years, 37. Ilang taon na ba si Japet?
Mga ganon.
Mga ganon.
Yes.
So, dapat yung decision dito ni Troy, regardless of the team, ang importante, para sa kanya. And at the same time, look what happened to yung dati sa Alaska na nasa San Miguel ngayon, si Basselman.
Vic Manuel.
Vic Manuel, 'di ba? Pumunta siya doon, pero nakakuha ba siya ng quality minutes? 'Di ba? Baka mamaya isipin papasok doon si Troy, mababawasan yung quality. Mababang kulang dahil masyadong marami. 'Di ba? Dapat yan lang, these are the things that Troy Rosario should also consider.
Now, I want to move forward, Homer. We know that this 7-year unrestricted free agency rule ng PBA is continuing, tuloy-tuloy. And I'm pushing for at least mayroong counterbalance in terms of the proper implementation of the salary cap. But again, we don't know if that's going to happen. But here are some of the big names coming up for free agency. Ngayon may balita na si C-Stan is already negotiating with Terra Firma. Maaari siyang umalis dahil covered na rin siya
ng 7 years.
We're also talking about Jason Perkins ng Phoenix na isa pang malaking player yan.
Big cut siya.
Sa 2018 class draft, you talk about a guy like JV Mocon ng Rain or Shine na ang ganda ng ipinapakita ngayon. So, where is this going to end and how can the PBA regulate this para hindi naman talagang lahat na mapunta sa isang grupo lamang?
I think one of the things, unfortunately, it still goes back to how, like the salary cap is honored in the breach more than it is in the practice. So kahit na ang plano ko sana, institute, is that you limit the number of max players you can have. Diba? Like, okay, allowed kayo 4 max players. You use your money diligently, whatever. Pero San Miguel has like 8-9 max players. Same thing with Ginebra. So mahirap talaga i-control. And again, Commissioner, beyond the product that creates this money also, not just the payment of salary cap, it's the negative recruitment. It's just like they're taking players from the market just to prevent going to the other team.
Oh,
That is the reason
yun ang
why
mali.
star players players are staying in San Miguel tsaka Ginebra tapos hindi naman nagagamit.
Tanong mo si Jeronteng.
Oh, Jeronte. Oh,
Yes.
isa pa yan.
Exactly. I interviewed Jerome Tem. I was planning to do a piece on him, pero hindi siya naglalaro. So it's so hard to feature. Pero tinanong ko siya, and he looks like he's injury-free right now. He's healthy, and we knew his body of work. Hindi ginagamit. Same thing with Muscleman, as pointed out by boss. It's negative recruiting. So, yun na, a product also of the wealth. Because an independent team cannot afford to stack its team with max players tapos hindi lang ginagamit. Look at the marami pa yung security agency sa Cebu na maraming guards, Sentinel Security Agency, marami pang guards ang San Miguel sa kanila. And they can't use everybody. That's why they always change the rotation. Like ngayon sa EASL, di makalaro wala si Simon Enciso at saka si Nava. Tapos sa susunod na naman, sila na naman, si Jericho naman o whoever guard ang hindi makalaro. So that's a really big problem to unpack sa PBA commissioner. It's not the root of all kumbaga evil is the advantage of the teams and no specific guidelines as to how the rules are followed. And not only the guidelines, you can always put guidelines, but who polices the guidelines? Yun ang problema.
Right.
I'll give you an example. Tatawid ako ng konti lang ha.
Sige.
Nakausap ko si Ribo, commissioner sa UAAP. And alam naman niya na, there's common knowledge that players are being, allegedly given allowances and all that stuff. So pumupunta rin sa mga mayayaman na team. So I asked him, how do you police this? He said it's so hard. We don't have the legal the teeth, the teeth to punish it, whatever, because kasi kailangan ng member among the seven or eight managing directors ang tinatawag, kumbaga sa athletic director. It would require one of those to report the other na may bayaran doon, may doon. But who would snitch on the other, di ba?
Tama.
That is why it's the policing, and because you can put as much policy as you want, and if nobody polices and if they don't have the teeth, the punitive, yun ang term hinanap ko, the punitive teeth to punish those who have unfollowed the rules, then walang.
Final take mo, partner, dito.
Well,
yung free agency ba nakakabuti para sa PBA?
para sa akin talaga, like my take a while ago, dapat itong mga players also should also consider all possibilities para ma-maximize nila yung not just the money, di ba? Dahil lahat naman ng players na pinag-aagawan, definitely magaling yan eh.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yun lang naman ang pinag-aagawan.
Yun lang ang pinag-aagawan. Kung hindi ka magaling, hindi ka pag-aagawan, di ba?
Prime example, partner, si Art De La Cruz, who is an unrestricted free agent from Northport. Dalawang ACL, may broken hand. O ngayon, si Art naghahanap ng team kahit na siya ay UFA.
Yes, correct. Kaya nga I hope Troy considers his playing time, no? Now that he's an unrestricted free agent, di ba? 5 years, ano ba magagawa ko 5 years? For myself, for my career, and for my family. Not just parang yung mga iba na nababangko doon.
Homer, your final take on the makakabuti ba ang free agency in light of this Troy Rosario sweepstakes?
Yes, makakabuti kay Troy Rosario. And the rich PBA teams. Hindi makakabuti sa mga independent teams. Because as much as we like them to say, bigyan nyo ng chance ang independent team, it's a good point by Boss Jera. Give you Troy, dito ka sa Converge. May marami kang playing time and give them a chance to be a superpower. But there is also a human element to this. Sabi nga ni Troy sa akin, 3 anak ko, isa nag-aaral, eventually itong 3 magka-college. Where do I make the most money in terms of bonuses, championships, and all that stuff? So pinapactor din yan. So I think it's just really hard for the PBA to it's a thicket na sila ang gumawa and now it's almost impossible to get out of it.
Well, ako again, I like to make it very clear, I am all for free agency. I have always pushed for free agency. Pero sa tingin ko dapat balansehin talaga. Just like alam naman natin kinopya ang free agency sa NBA Ang dami-dami pong patakaran ng NBA. Kaya po may free agency. Meron silang mga bird rights, meron silang mga minimum level exemption, marami po silang rules. Kaya ang mga teams na may hawak sa ibang free agents nakakalaban. At of course, napupulis nila ang kanilang salary cap. I'll give you bagong polisiya po ng NBA. They have put higher fines for tampering. Ito po yung tinatawag nilang Article 13, yung Anti-Circumvention Act ng NBA. And again, this is about because nag-iisip ang liga. Meron po silang higher fines for unauthorized agreements, yung mga under the table. Hindi po natin sinasabing itong solusyon, but these are deterrents. Meron silang tinatawag na record retention. Hindi ka pwedeng magbura ng mga cellphone messages or ng mga emails for a period of time, 1 year yata, para just in case ma-audit ka. And they have random audits sa NBA. Finally, nagse-certify ang mga officers ng isang team just in case pwede kang kasuhan kung nagkakamali ka. So, there are deterrents. Sana yun ay magawa kasi yun lang naman ang rason eh. Of course, hindi. Wala na. Tagal na natin dito para tayong bata. Pero ang akin lang, this is again the impact of free agency. And I hope, one final hope ko, sana mapunta ang one time, may isang free agent na magaling mapunta sa independent team.
Alam mo, madagdag ko lang. Kaya ganyan kayabang ang NBA. Dahil according to Forbes, no, ang value ng NBA ngayon is almost $86 billion. Talagang pag-iingatan nila. Talaga PBA, 2022, ang net worth nila, 200 million pesos. Kaya
Kinita ko yun ang taon ko.
And not only that, Boss Jera, that 86 billion sa NBA, it's profit sharing. So hindi nagreklamo yung mga inferior teams. The inferior teams also get the mana from the rich teams because yung sponsorship money equally divided yun. Exactly. Whether you're a New York market or a Chicago market or a smaller market in Charlotte, yung same ang slice mo sa income. Yeah. Iba lang siguro popularity mo, yung local market mo, iba ang income mo, but in terms of that big pie, sila. And you cannot say the same for the PBA.
Exactly.
Yun ang problema.
Well, Homer, maraming salamat sa ating usapan. I hope may mga napulot na mga impormasyon ng ating mga nakikinig at nanonood. Thank you so mumuch, Homer. Ingat ka dyan sa Chicago.
Ingat, Homer.
Yes, Kobe. I-plug ko lang, now that we're talking of salary caps, I have a story that's gonna come out at Spin.ph today, Saturday. Nakuha ko mga sweldo ng mga PBA coaches. Walang salary cap to. So, pwede natin ilantad ng mga sweldo nila. So, anyway, magpasalamat lang ako, Com, for giving me this time, Boss Jera. And as usual, Midas Corporation. Great ko lang si Boss Serge kasi medyo feeling under the weather. Thank you, Com.
Maraming salamat. Mga kaibigan ng ating Power and Play correspondent, Homer Sayson, live from Chicago. Alam mo, partner, talagang mahirap na usapan yan. Pero diyan natin nakikita ang leadership. And hopefully, kahit papaano matuto ang PBA. Hindi naman kasi kailangan inventuhin yung gulong ika nga, di ba? To reinvent the wheel. Hindi naman kailangan. Meron na pong mga presidents dyan. Alright, but before we take a break, isa muna pong paalala mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Giga Life app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with a different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Giga Life app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card. Subscribe to the latest Giga promos. Monitor your data consumption. Auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network. One-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live more today.
Thank you.
Sa amin pong pagbabalik, Cash or Bash Time sa Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Joyride at ng Shakey's. Ang oras po natin, 8:43 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza. There's nothing like Shakey's.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours with Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Nangunguna bilang news, public service at entertainment radio station sa Mega Manila. Radyo 5, True FM.
Back sa Power and Play, tuloy-tuloy po tayo sa ating huntahan at pamimigay ng mga premyo. Of course, tuloy-tuloy din po ang promo ng Joyride Super App dito po sa Power and Play, yung tinatawag din ng Top Up Promo on Power and Play. Again, napakadali para po manalo ng 1,000 pesos Joyride Pay Wallet Credits. I-download lamang ang latest version ng Joyride Super App. Kuhanan ng screenshot yung app's home screen. Ipadala yung screenshot sa Power and Play FB page via private message. Isama nyo po ang inyong buong pangalan at registered mobile number at kami po ipipili ng 5 mananalo ng 1,000 pesos JR Pay Wallet Credits para magamit nyo po sa Joyride Delivery, Motorcycle Taxi, Joyride Taxi Cab, Joyride Car at ang Joyride Super Taxi. At hindi pa po tapos dyan, namimigay din pa po ang Joyride ng limited edition Aqua Flask sa ating pong mga Joyride passengers at driver partners ng Joyride Car at ng Joyride Super Taxi at ng MC Taxi. Napakadali lamang po para manalo ng Joyride Limited Edition Aqua Flask. Again, download the latest version tapos ipadala nyo po o kuhanan nyo po ng isang creative picture kasama ng inyong driver partner or pasahero at ipadala nyo po sa aming FB page at kami po ipipili ng mananalo ng limited edition. Isama nyo po sa creative picture ang hashtag of the week. At ito po ang hashtag of the week natin, hashtag Joyride Efficient. Ulitin ko po yan, hashtag Joyride Efficient. At mamaya po i-announce natin ang ating mga winners. And at this point, of course, marami din po salamat sa patuloy niyo pong pagsuporta sa Shakey's Super League at ating pong ibabalita ngayon ang mga latest developments sa ating Shakey's Super League Corner. Again, tuloy-tuloy po ang aksyon sa Shakey's Super League. At the moment, ang team standings ng Shakey's Super League sa Pool A, lamang po ang NU, Lady Bulldogs, wala pang talo, kasama po ang second place na Ateneo. Sa Pool B, ang wala naman talo doon ay ang UST with 4-0 at sumusunod ang UE. Tapos sa Pool C, Lasal naman, De La Salle University, perfect record as well at maganda, dikit ang laban sa ilalim. At sa Pool D, Far Eastern University naman. Puro UAAP.
Yung actually napansin ko, partner.
No, partner?
Parang lamang na lamang ang UAAP sa NCAA.
Malapit-lapit na po ang ating playoffs dyan. Again, mga kapatid, ang Shakey's Super League Preseason Championship ay nagsimula po noong September 26 until November po yan sa Rizal Memorial Complex. Watch and witness the top 18 volleyball teams from the UAAP and the NCAA. Feel the thrill, the spikes, the blocks, and the unstoppable energy. Join us as we bring you every set, every serve, and every sensational moment live. Tune in and watch the matches sa Facebook po, sa Shakey's Super League Facebook page, sa TikTok at Shakey's Super League, at sa YouTube sa Super League page din po yan ng, sa YouTube. And of course, games will also be live in Smart Live Stream app, free and open to all networks, also available on Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Again, basta po Shakey's Super League, brought to you by Shakey's. There's nothing like Shakey's.
Thank you!
Laban dyan. At saka pre-season yan, partner Papunta ng UAAP next year naman.
Correct.
Kaya abangan na nila yung mga stars dyan. Alright, and of course, at this point, ready na po tayo sa ating pong susunod na segment, ang ating paboritong Cash or Bash. At ang Cash or Bash ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo. There's more to our cars. And of course, dito po sa Cash or Bash, we will be showing mga trending memes, yung mga ganyan, yung mga videos na ating pong pahahatulan sa ating bisita kung ito po ay cash, kung siya ay sang-ayon, o bash kung hindi naman siya walang seal of approval niya. At ngayong araw pong ito, ang ating pong mga kasama mula sa PinoyStep.com, ang managing editor, walang iba kung hindi ang ating kaibigan, si Rey Joble. Magandang umaga, Rey!
Hi, good morning, Commissioner. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Jera. Good morning, Commissioner.
Magandang umaga, Rey. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Alam mo, pagkakasama ka namin, marami kami nakukuhang impormasyon Well, unang-una, let me just, itong nangyayaring Efren Reyes Cup, I'm sure na sinusundan mo rin to. Napakagandang concept ito. And of course, ang Team Asia, ngayon, partner, namamayagpag. 9-3 ang score last night, as of last night. Covered din ito sa One Sports Ay, napapanood natin ito. Of course, first to reach 11 ang makakakuha ng Reyes Cup. Parang Ryder Cup ang format nila. Ang ganda. Ang ganda ng concept. Ray, sa tingin mo ba talagang ganyang kalayo ang talent ng Asia mula sa Europa?
Yeah, I think so, Commissioner. Dati kasi ang parang ang landscape before ng World Pool andun sa Europe This time around nasa Asia na ngayon, So talagang yung landscape na bago and through the years nakita naman natin yung mga Asian players have emerged as world champions. Marami na tayong nakita dyan, di ba? After sina Efren Bata Reyes, ang dami na sina Carlo Biado, di ba? Nakita natin just recently, nanalo na. Even sa women players natin, si Rubilin Amit, di ba? Na namamayagpag din.
Of course, si Johan Chua is the latest one.
Johan Chua
na manalo. At siya ang isa sa mga nagdadala din ng ating Team Asia dyan sa Reyes Cup. It's a very good concept. alam natin, partner, yan ay na-develop ng ating kaibigang ang nasirang si Chino Trinidad, no?
Kaya sayang nga. But I think masaya si Chino ngayon na nakikita niya na yung kanyang concept, yung kanyang plano matagumpay.
Buhay na buhay.
Buhay na buhay.
And of course, ito'y first edition pa lamang. Hopefully, tumagal itong Reyes Cup na pinangalan po, of course, sa legendary Efren Reyes. Alright! Simulan na natin ang ating Cash or Bash, Ray. Alam mo na ang drill dito. Walang tama, walang mali. Bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, wag magagalit. And of course, ang opinion lamang ni Ray at ni partner Jera at ng inyong lingkod ang mahalaga. Ito na ang ating unang item ngayong umaga. Rumesbak ang Barangay Ginebra kontra San Miguel 121-92 sa Game 5 ng PBA Governors Cup Semifinals. Inagaw ng Gin Kings ang 3-2 lead sa best of 7 nila laban ng Beermen. Cash o Bash, aabot ng Game 7 ng semifinal series ng Barangay Ginebra at San Miguel. Ray, go!
Commissioner, with the way the trend is going, it looks like a Game 7 looms highly improbable. No? But both teams had traded wins and losses. But it's very evident that Ginebra appears to be the more dominant team. In an import-laden conference, reinforcements, of course, has become the barometer. And time again, former best import winner like Justin Brownlee and Ronde Hollis Jefferson remained as the gold standards up to now. But if you're going to ask me if it's Cash or Bash, I think it's Bash, as I don't see a Game 7 happening.
Very good.
I see a Ginebra victory in Game 6 happening because they don't want to tire themselves out and they don't want to keep TNT waiting.
Punto yan.
Besides, it's going to be a big disadvantage for Ginebra if the series goes to Game 7. So Ginebra is extra motivated to get back at TNT, which defeated them 2 seasons ago and driven by the desire to return. An emotional rematch against TNT will be a perfect way to cap the Governor's Cup.
Magandang punto yan, ha? Ang ganda ng punto. Partner, Cash or Bash, sangayon ka ba?
Maganda yung explanation ni kaibigang Ray. Pero para sa akin, aabot ng Game 7 niya.
Ting, 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 ting.
Aabot yan. You know why? If you will look at the trend, di ba? Out of the 5 games, halos lahat, ang pagkapanalo lalaki ng tambak eh. Di ba? Lalaki ng
tambakan, no? Tambakan ali.
So in other words, di ba? Aside from the talents of the players, minsan sa breaks talaga nangyayari. May minalas, may swinerte. Kaya, ngayon, kunyari, let's say, pareho silang dikit, palagay ko, itong Game 6, matatambakan naman ang Kings. San Miguel.
Parang may sinasabi ka, partner, ha?
Parang gano'n. Parang gano'n. Yun lang sa akin.
Yun sa'yo. Okay.
May biro. Pero,
alam mo kami nung araw sa PBA, may biro kami. May biro po kami. Ito, biro lang. Baka magalit kayo, ha? Ang binibiro namin, kota na ba tayo? Abot na ba tayo doon sa kota? Sa gate receipts? Biro lang, ha?
Biro lang.
Hindi ko to. Baka ma-misinterpret, eh. Biro lang, yan. Pero, alam mo, ang Game 7, obviously, alam natin, blockbuster yan.
Blockbuster.
Kahit pa paano, maraming manonood yan.
Ginebra.
Pero maganda ang punto ni paring Ray. And I did not see that point, that angle, na, ito ay tungkol sa, you mentioned it kanina, MVP group versus the RSA group, di ba? Dalawa yan. So, ngayon na pumasok na yung MVP group, baka sabihin ni RSA, ipahinga na natin itong isa at ilaban na natin at baka masyado mapagod, baka ma-injure pa. Delikado tayo doon sa kabila.
At diba?
Nagpapahinga na yun, eh. So, I have to go with Bash din kay Ray, because I saw his point. Una talaga, I thought it was ting-ting-ting yung kahera yan, eh. Diba? Pero mukhang tama yung puntong yan dahil mas magandang laban kung papasok ang Ginebra at full force sila kaysa yung may ma-injure. Tandaan natin, mas malalim ang bench ng San Miguel and they can certainly afford to go all the way to Game 7. Malalim ang bench yan, eh. Ang Ginebra medyo challenge. So, I will have to go Bash and agree with Ray na mukhang tatapusin ito ni Tim Cone sa Game number 6 dahil gusto niya magpahinga para hindi masyado mapagod sa TNT. Alright, let's go to our second item of the morning. Nabanggit na natin yung Reyes Cup kanina na ngayon po ay nasa last day na dyan sa Ninoy Aquino Stadium. Kung sa basketball may GOAT o yung greatest of all time debate sa pagitan ni Michael Jordan at LeBron James. Sa football naman, Lionel Messi at Cristiano Ronaldo. Malinaw naman ang greatest of all time o GOAT ng bilyar. Casio Bash, si Efren Bata Reyes ang greatest billiards player of all time. Ray, go!
Definitely Cash, no doubt about it, Commissioner. I don't think anyone there would contest na si Efren Bata Reyes is the greatest of all time in billiards. A lot of players now grew up emulating the magician who has definitely became the face of world pool.
Yeah.
His infectious smile, of course, was a trademark no other player can replicate. Efren isn't the winningest player when it comes to winning the World Championship, as he just won once in the World 9 ball and once in the World 8 ball. But a similar case happened in boxing with Muhammad Ali. Hindi rin naman siya yung winningest, no? But he is still being called as the greatest, and nobody is contesting that. And if there's anything that binds Efren and Ali when it comes to greatness, I think it is their charisma and that they have beaten everybody out in their respective sports. No wonder some of the world's best players came in to pay tribute to Bata by playing in the Reyes Cup. So absolutely, Commissioner, when it comes to being the GOAT in billiards, Efren Bata Reyes, Bata is the man.
Bata is the man, the GOAT, the magician. Partner, Casio Bash.
I agree. The mere fact na nagkaroon siya ng moniker na the magician, ibig sabihin, ang dami niya mga ginawang billiard tricks na talagang nanlaki ang mata ng lahat ng mga billiard players, no? And also, this popular guy, UFC commentator, sports analyst, and number one sa podcast, si Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, yes.
Joe Rogan, he admittedly sinabi ang pinakamagaling na billiard player is Efren Bata Reyes. Coming from him, speaks a lot.
Oo nga. And of course, it's widely recognized and of course accepted the whole world na yung achievements ni Efren as enumerated by Ray, talaga namang mahirap ng daigin. Alam mo, ngayon ang mga kabataan napapanood na lang si Bata Reyes sa TikTok. Yung mga lumalabas pa rin yung kanyang mga magical shots, the greatest shots of the magician. Well, kung nakita nyo po nung panahon talaga ni Bata, hindi lang po yung mga nakuhanan ng video, yung mga nilaro niya sa mga kanto-kanto, ang pambihira po. I saw him once, nagtitaping lang kami. Nagtitaping kami for a special sa Vintage Enterprises. Nagpakitang tira sa akin si Efren Bata.
Nalaki rin mata mo.
Hindi na ako nakatulog Humiga na nga ako sa table at ito yung parang altar ng The Magician. Truly, the greatest of all time. All right, let's go to our third matter of the morning. Alam mo, may lumabas na balita na nakakalungkot sapagkat banned ng 1 taon si John Real Casimero, yung ating dating world champion sa Japan matapos hindi makuha ang timbang sa kanyang laban kontra Saul Sanchez sa Yokohama. Nabasa ko nga ito So, Casio Bash, at most may 2 taon na lang ang Pinoy boxer bago tuluyang mawala ang mga oportunidad para sa world title shot. Ray, go!
Commissioner Bash, John Riel Casimiro had history having troubles making the weight during his fights, and yung latest one against Saul Sanchez was no different. I see a boxer that is not motivated to fight, and Casimiro has to change that mindset kasi nga naman iisip niya siguro baka non-title fight that he doesn't have but he doesn't have many more chances 'di ba? Kung titignan mo 35 years old na siya, and more than a decade ago nakita natin a similar case happened to him when he was stripped of his IBF title after failing to meet the 108-pound limit during his fight in Cebu. Although he defeated his opponent in just 1 round, and si Mauricio Fuentes, makikita mo na yung talagang lack of motivation at saka yung probably lack of discipline na rin on his part and failing to maintain the weight. And perhaps Casimiro could learn a thing or two from Charlie Suarez. Charlie Suarez is a 36-year-old fighter, pero kita mo naman yung determinasyon ng tao, keeping himself fit and putting himself in a better position para sa isang world title fight. Perhaps he could learn a thing or two from the Olympian.
Well, of course, yung ban naman niya is sa Japan lamang, partner.
Sa Japan lang.
So, cash or bash, partner?
Hindi, I agree with Ray here. Although marami pang opportunities outside
Japan.
di ba? Kaso nga lang, ang importante dito, yung kanyang disiplina at determination.
Tama.
Di ba?
Tama.
Hanggat hindi niya maayos yan, yung sinasabi mong within 2 years na world title shot, hindi natin masasabi. Depende how he is determined to keep his weight in check and also yung determination niya to win.
Well, as I mentioned, of course, ang manager ni Casimero is a Japanese promotional company. So, again, malaking bagay dahil hindi siya mabibigyan ng promotion sa loob ng Japan. Pero tama kayo, more than anything else, it's the indication of his determination. Dahil yung isang boksingerong ayaw makuha yung timbang, ang ibig lang sabihin nun, pabanjing-banjing lang yun. Tinatamad na. So I think, hopefully, mabalik sa kanya yung fire. Baka dapat umuwi na siya dito muna at ibang humawak sa kanya. Baka mamaya, pwede siyang mabigyan ng konting madibdiban para magising. Alright, well, Ray, maraming salamat sa oras na binigay mo sa amin ngayong umaga. Good luck, ha? Uy, magkwentuhan tayo about yung mga problemang nangyari yata sa Pinoy Liga. I think one of these days.
Pinoy Super League. PSL, Pilipinas Super League.
Pag-usapan natin yan next week. Pag-usapan natin dahil alam mo, hindi magandang...
Commissioner, I'm going to take this opportunity rin, no? Kasi since nung pag-alis ko nga sa PSL, I was so busy sa teaching. I'm now teaching into 2 institutions dito sa Cavite State University at saka sa St. Dominic College. So, nanunood sila ngayon. In fact, panay ang comment nila rito sa Facebook. So, babatiin ko na si Ma'am Leslie Angat Dula, Miss Gail Gomez, and Mr. and Mrs. Gonzales, J.R. Santiago, and Red Villanueva, my colleagues from Cavite State University sa DLMC. And of course, Sir Richard Mojica, yung akin namang colleague para rin dito sa St. Dominic College. So maraming salamat po sa inyo, Commissioner and Jera.
Maraming salamat, Ray. Kamusta po sa lahat sa Cavite State University?
At saka sa Dominic...
St. Dominic
Colleges.
Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga tiga Cavite. Salamat, Ray. And have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Commissioner. Bye-bye.
Alright. Mga kaibigan, si Rey Joble, ang ating pong managing editor ng PinoyStep.com. Alright, and well, ang dami nating napag-usapan doon. Ngayon naman, medyo cambio tayo ng konti at ating pong silipin ang mga viral videos at pop culture sa mundo ng palakasan sa Stop and Pop. Ang title po ng video natin ito, ayon sa aming producer na si Mike Santillan, ay Geppetto. Writer din namin si Chester Fajardo. Hindi ko alam ba't Geppetto, ha? O Geppetto. Parang gipit yata ito eh. Geppetto. Basta Geppetto. Panoorin po natin itong video nito, ha? Konektado po yung video na yan natin ngayong linggo, ha? Itong cold-blooded. Yan, nakikita nyo, si Sabrina Ionescu. Cold-blooded game-winning 3-pointer ni Sabrina Ionescu sa Game 3 ng WNBA Finals para iangat ang New York Liberty kontra Minnesota Lynx. Bago ang tira na yan ni Sabrina, 2 of 7 lang siya sa 3-point line. Pero dahil nga sa shooter's shot, walang kabang tinira at pinukol ni Ionescu ang game winner. Panoorin niyo po ito, ha. Yan, ha, under pressure near the logo, and watch her put it up.
Boom!
Kita nyo naman yan, ha? Kaya nga ang tawag sa kanya ng late great Kobe Bryant ay Geppetto o Geppetto na ang ibig daw sabihin ay Master Puppeteer. At yan din po, of course, ang ating Stop and Pop. Alright, when we return, ang ating po mga kasama, nako, Coach Jeff Cariaso, kamustahan po yan. At mamaya naman, si Vice Mayor Dondon Hontiveros. Ito po ang Power and Play. Atid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Joyride at ng Shakey's. Ang oras po natin, 9:08 ng umaga. This time check is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza. There's nothing like Shakey's.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai Stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day. Plus data for all sites.
Simple. Smart ako.
Radyo 5 True FM. Pinarangalan sa 18th UPCOM Broadsock Kantinan Awards 2024 bilang Most Development-Oriented FM radio station.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Hello,
Ayan sa San Esteban, Ilocos Sur, of course, dito sa Vegan City and sa Baguio City. Kamusta po kayong lahat? Partner, yung mga ating kaibigan sa Pangasinan.
Oo, masanto siya kabusan din si kayo namin. Diyan sa Lingayen, Pangasinan. Kamusta kayo? Alam ko, may maraming nanonood sa inyo sa ating programang Power and Play.
Siyempre. Oy, by the way, lumabas na po yung results ng medical board examination. At yung aking pamangkin, anak po ng aking kuya, si Dr. Ngayon ay doktor na. Pwede ko na tawagin.
Doc.
Rafael, si Doc Rafael Iyala po. Bagong doktor po. Congratulations, Raf. Good job. Mission accomplished. Of course, sa aking kapatid, si Doc Jovi, at sa aking hipag na si Ate Lot. Congratulations. Lalong-lalo sa lahat ng mga nagpumasa.
Congratulations sa iyong pamangkin. Ha? At ngayon, ilan na doktor sa...
Ang dami na namin doktor. Kaya kung doktor na kami. Oh, by the way, isa pa. Belated happy birthday kay Kinito Henson.
Uy, happy birthday.
Last week, Kinits, happy birthday. Always. Paano naman kami?
Oo nga naman. At also, happy birthday rin kay paring Orly Trinidad.
Orly Trinidad! Hoy, ako Orly!
Lakas pumalo na. Tatahimik ka.
So, paano ba yan? ano ba naman yung magpainom ka man lang dito? Kahit kape lang, Orly. Alam ko, hindi ka na umiinom eh. Happy birthday.
At shoutout pala sa aking mga kaibigan, no? Si Ricky Spassky Pascual.
Aba?
At
Boris Spassky,
dahil Pascual kasi siya, kaya binansagan ko Spassky. And also to Attorney Nonoy Solidum. Shoutout sa inyo, ha? At sa mga ibang batchmates ko dyan. And also, bon voyage to Aris Bungolan, who's leaving today for Toronto, Canada.
Bon voyage po. Ako naman, welcome back. KK, Algin Del Rosario. Galing
si Algin,
Galing
bumalik.
ng US.
Di maglalaro ulit tayo nila Algin.
6 na buwan na nandun, nag-OFW. Sa Apo.
Hi, Algin.
Welcome everyone at binabati po natin lahat ng mga nagsasapit ng kanilang kaarawan. Alright, at this point mga kapatid, just a few weeks ago, nagtapos po ang conference ng Blackwater Bossing, but not after a terrific race towards the playoff. And of course, nakakatuwa because when you see a team like that, na kahit pa paano lumalaban, it's so good to see that kind of competition sa PBA. At kasama po natin ngayon para ating pong i-assess ang naging takbo ng kanilang komperensya. Walang iba kundi ang head coach ng mga bossing ng Blackwater, si Coach Jeff Cariaso. Good morning, Coach Jeff. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Commissioner Nolly. Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I'm, of course, with Jera Sayson. Coach Jeff?
Hi, good morning, Coach.
Hi, Jera. Good morning. Good morning, Saya.
All right. Well, let's get straight to the point. I know that you're a man that has a lot of things to do, particularly with the family. I know you're a family man on weekends. That's why, it's so hard to get Jeff. Beautiful family. Terrific. I always see them. Jeff, let me just ask you right away. It was a terrific race in the Governor's Cup. Assess your team. Grade your team's Governor's Cup performance.
Honestly, we are still a team that's rebuilding. We're still a team that's getting familiar with one another. I can't say enough about the fight that the players shown. Especially the last 7 games now. So last conference was a little bit interesting. Coaches always say every conference is different, every game is different. And truly, last conference was really, really unique. With us going 0-3 right from the get-go, we had issues with our import. And once we made the change, God blessed us with such an awesome import that it's really everyone's dream to have. Good player on the court and really an even better player person off the court. We tried to make a run. We thought that 5 wins would be enough, but it turned out, in our conference or in our bracket, we needed to win 6. So we missed the playoffs by 1 game, and we missed out on an opportunity. But I think we grew, we got better, and I think we improved.
Alam mo, I remember when I talked to you just before the conference started, you mentioned something about you wanted to instill, especially when you were newly appointed as the Blackwater coach, you wanted to instill a culture in that particular organization. Now we've seen the Jeff Cariaso mark, obviously, in your team. Do you think that culture that you wanted to instill has already taken roots, Jeff?
I think it has come, but it's still, in the early ages. So, stages, I'm sorry. So, as much as I'd like to say, the culture has been instilled and has been implanted to the teams. There are times where you still make trades here and there, so you have to bring in new guys to understand what it is that we want. But generally, as a team, I think we have really shown them and put into play, if I may say, the culture that we like. And right now, it's really just building off it, growing. And then growing together. I think that's the lack of this young team, is just the idea of playing together. No, so the more experience we have together, I think the better we will be.
Okay, Coach, you were telling us a while ago that you were lucky to get George King as your import. But before I ask some things about George, can you give us a backstory on how you were able to discover or get George King to your team?
Right. So honestly, George is on our short list. It's always safe to have a short list even after you've acquired an import already, just in case, because you don't know what can happen. What happened that was very fortunate for us was George's local agent was the same agent as our first import. So that made the transition easier. So when we were informing the agent that we were moving forward and replacing our import, he suggested George, which honestly was on our short list. So it's true that we tried to bring in Cameron Clark. It's true. He was someone that was on. They're kind of right next to each other in regards to our list. But when he pulled out and after saying yes to us, the last minute he said that he couldn't fly because of family matters, then we had to make a change. And again, God works in mysterious ways, and I think this was truly a blessing for us. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of George, what are the chances of you getting him back to the next conference?
Considering it's an unlimited height.
Considering it's an unlimited height.
Yeah, I think it's been out a little bit, but we have decided to bring him back.
Ooh.
So George will be coming again for this next conference, knowing that it is an unlimited height import conference. I think, it's one of those things, it's never going to be perfect for us as we are still young and, like I said, developing and growing. There may be a piece or two that we may still be lacking, or we need guys to step up even more. Despite all that, we feel like bringing in George is us choosing an import that we know, that we're familiar with, that's someone that they can carry us. There's guaranteed numbers I think we can expect from him. So, that understanding and that conclusion kind of just overlap the worries, and which is, we may be smaller. Some teams may be bringing in a 7-footer. We don't know. Yeah. But we just feel like with him, the team is more confident, and we're just going to build off that.
Yeah, well, obviously it's a gem of an import, and we cannot. You don't find that every day of the week. So, whether or not whoever comes, as you said, what you can get from him. But George King said something, Coach Jeff, and I want to get your reaction. He said, "You are his best coach ever." Your reaction, Coach Jeff?
Okay. Yeah, when he said that during the interview post game, I was very, very, very surprised, and I really appreciated his comment. It does mean a lot. I just try to be me. I know there's a lot for me to learn, and I am still growing and learning. But I think as the days goes by, we are truly understanding what it takes to win as a coach in this league. But yeah, I'm very happy. I kind of tapped them on the side and said, "Hey, did you take a shot of anything before this interview? What are you saying? We're happy with the win. Let's move forward."
Cute. That is so cute. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the crew that you have, and of course, one of those nice names to have in your team is somebody that you've worked finally with for at least a few months now, and that's Cedric Bearfield. Just an incredible performance here in the Governor's Cup. We've heard a lot about him. We've seen him outside of the PBA. We finally see him in play. It's a little bit overdue, but he's obviously a talent. How happy are you about having Cedric on your team, and what does he bring to Blackwater?
Oh, we're very happy, Com. No question that we're happy that Ced is on our side. he really brings in a unique experience and talent. So you need talent to win in our league, and there you go across the teams that are in the semis as we speak. There's talent across that lineup, and said coming over brings us additional talent to our squad that we much needed. What I've gotten to learn about him the last few months is he's a winner and he's a fighter. He wants to win. He wants to win every shooting drill. He wants to win every drill at practice, whether it's 3-on-3, 4-on-4, whatever it is. He wants to win a running drill. That's something that's instilled in him that you cannot teach, that he's bringing to the team. What I'm liking about him also is I'm finding out that he's very coachable, and he really is a team player. He has the mechanics, he has the talent and the skills to really dominate the ball.
Yeah.
But when you see him off the court and how he is around his teammates and how he extends himself, I told him that's going to make him even more special, because your teammates are going to love you for that, and then they're going to be there for you when you need them.
Okay, Coach, we all know that you really tried hard to convince Troy Rosario to still play for your team. But now he has decided. And your take on letting go of Troy Rosario, and who would be the player who would take over the void that Troy Rosario will be vacating?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good question. And I was thinking about this, the last 24 hours and what to say. I'll be honest, there's a lot I'd like to say about that, but at the end of the day, it is his right to become a free agent. And he's truly taken advantage of this opportunity, because it's correct. Most rules in the PBA, and I think this they really support and are very team oriented in regards to the protection of the team. So there's not a lot of player rules where players can take advantage of doing something different, like moving on to another team. This is one time where a player has an opportunity and is really exercising it. My only wish that he did choose Blackwater. I think Blackwater was fair. I think Blackwater gave him an offer that's really competitive, and I was really happy that we were at least able to offer that. So my hat goes down to I tip my hat to Boss Giseldo and Boss Siliman for the effort and the time spent to try to keep him on our team. But at the end of the day, he still decides. He decides what he thinks is best for him. So we're just gonna have to move forward, and we are. I'm not. Me, Calm. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm a coach that in my first year have made trades, have cut players, have really changed the lineup. So that means players are sacrificing. So I'm not going to say it's only okay when it's a coach. No. So when a player is the one that says no and will want to move forward elsewhere, we're just going to have to kind of move forward. And like I said, that's what we're doing. Your second question, guys that's going to have to step up. I think everyone is ready to step up. We had a really awesome first week of practice. I see the motivation and the inspiration of a lot of these players who are going to be given more opportunities. So guys like, Richard Escoto, Justin Chua, I expect more things from our veterans like Brad Winginto, Jewel Ponferrada, and then the work ethic of a Hopia. I know he hasn't proved himself too much, but I think he's deserving of consistent playing time. I think you're going to see him more. But, the idea is when one man goes down, everyone else has to step up, and that's what we're going to do.
Let me just follow this up. And I know you don't want to get into too much of the details here, Jeff, and I don't want to put you in a spot. But how do you think, we know that this Troy Rosario incident is because of the free agency rule now of the PBA. How do you think can the free agency rule be strengthened so that teams like Blackwater, teams that are don't have any other sister companies, can actually have the opportunity to really compete for the services of a player?
Yeah, I don't mind the free agency rule, I think that's something that was implemented and thought out well by the PBA and led by by commissioner. But I think just everything else in the process I think needs to be better. I hope you understand. I don't want to mention too many things, but I think my comment is just the process of contracts, possibly UPCs. I think that needs to be more clear. Because our understanding at Blackwater at the start of all this was totally different from how it ended. And we're losing an all-star. We're losing a Gilas player. We're a former Gilas player. We're losing the guy that we said coming in I was going to build the team around. At the end of the day, people will always say we had our chances, and we did. And when we offered and gave the best that we could, like I said, I can't give enough credit to Buster Seldo for doing that. When the player now, because he has the right to decide to move forward, then we're going to respect that and move forward ourselves.
Excellent.
But I just wish that whole process of how things work with contracts, UPCs, I think that needs to be a little bit more clear and a little bit more strict in how you process it, just so that there's no loopholes.
And especially renewals. Like in the NBA, if a mother team gives you an early extension, you can get a little more from your mother team. These little things can be obviously as ways to strengthen that free agency rule. Jeff, you mentioned it that Blackwater is now. It looks like with the offer that they made for Troy Rosario being so competitive, is this an indication of the direction of Blackwater about really going after good players, and how does that give you the kind of sense of security and stability moving forward as coach of Blackwater?
Yeah, I just look forward to again tomorrow. I think that's the only thing we can do. But there is a responsibility for a coach to obviously look forward and to consistently try to improve lineups. No, so I mentioned earlier with the acquisition of Cedric, what he brings most is really just additional talent and skills, and you need talent to win in our league. No. So when you lose a talent like Troy, it's going to be hard to replace. So now we're going to take a step back and continue to develop, continue to build, and then see moving forward if any opportunities come up. And I think the best opportunity will be to see if teams are willing to trade other people. Maybe we can be on the other end and be the recipient of a free agent in the future. So we don't know what can happen, but that's something I think that's open for everyone. But yeah, the direction of Blackwater and Buster Seldo is really to win. And I can't say enough about his support. He's a basketball guy. He loves basketball. I love talking basketball with him. And he'll always bring back old stories of when he first started. So he's very passionate. And he wants us to improve, and that's the responsibility put on my shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know there are many more things that we can talk about, but I know you have a lot of things to do as well. So before I let you go, I want to ask your take finally on the 4-point line. Your team has been one of the most active in using the 4-point line. So I'm assuming you like this new rule, Jeff?
Yeah, Colin, we like it when it goes in.
When it goes to your favor.
That's nice.
So, when it doesn't go in, we hate it. But, it's really interesting. I was 50-50 about the 4-point line from the beginning. I'll be honest with that. But I kid you not, if it really is a game changer, it really is different. But again, it's something that you can't rely on. I think it's a weapon you can use. It's a big weapon for a few players who we feel can extend the range that way. But like I said, it's not for everyone. For me, it has to be used as a weapon and not really part of how you normally play, because again, they used to say you win or die by the 3-point line, and your percentages at the 4-point line is even lower. So it's still back to basic. It's still defending. It's still attacking the basket and being physical. So that's what we're instilling still.
Well, we look forward to more 4-point shots from George King now that he's coming back. And of course, a better conference from Blackwater, a breakthrough conference finally for you.
Yeah.
And we know it will happen. It will happen in time because you are taking the right steps at the right time.
All the best for
Thank
Blackwater.
Thank you, Com.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Com. I
Maraming
really
salamat.
appreciate it. Thank you for your support.
Maraming salamat sa oras, Jeff. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Cariaso, head coach ng Blackwater Boston. Ang ganda, di ba?
Tama nga naman, di ba?
Okay siya pag magpapasok.
Pagkapabor, okay.
Pero pag lumalabas, ayaw. Ay, nako. Alright, bago po tayo magpatuloy sa ating susunod na bisita, of course, dapat nating pasalamatan lahat po na sumusuporta pa rin ng Power and Play. Again, we are going on our 7th year and going on strong. Gusto po namin pasalamatan, of course, ang ating malalaking kaibigan na talagang patuloy pong nandito sa atin. Ang Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum, sa ganitong babago-bagong panahon mga kapatid, sobrang init tapos biglang uulan. Kailangan natin na matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang ang alam kong dekalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo 7 Pro Hybrid, easy on the fuel, stylish and with advanced functionality features. This is the Cherry Tigo 7 Pro Hybrid, equipped with a panoramic sunroof, power tailgate, wireless mobile phone charging, and a 360-degree around view monitor, plus a 48-volt mild hybrid system that lets you drive with ease and optimal fuel consumption. Perfect for work, road trips, or other personal journeys. If you're looking for a classy car that boasts new technologies and fuel efficiency at the right price, look no further. Enter the new era of green mobility the practical way with the Cherry Tigo 7 Pro Hybrid. Visit www.cherryauto.ph for more information or test drive at any Cherry dealership near you.
Thank you!
Joyride, ang inyong bagong kasundo. No more waiting na sa Joyride QR code instant booking. Parahin lang ang Joyride MC Taxi driver at i-generate ang QR code sa Joyride Super App. Ipascan ito sa driver para match agad. Download or update to the latest version of the Joyride Super App sa Google Play Store at App Store. And of course, sa Joyride Super Taxi Hatid Airport Service, wala nang hassle sa pagpunta sa airport. Para sa inyong flight, pre-book a ride to the airport from 2 weeks to 24 hours prior to your departure. Fill out the pre-booking form or scan the QR code to fill out the pre-booking form. For inquiries, call Joyride Super Taxi Hatid Airport Hotline at 0920-948-6550.
Thank you!
717 Deli, serving quality, classic, premium sandwiches. Treat yourself to a feel-good meal today. Located at 3rd floor, 53 Connecticut Street, Green Hills, San Juan. 717 Deli, keep you smiling with every bite.
Thank you!
Skin, your face and body anti-aging center. With branches at Alabang Town Center in Green Hills, San Juan. For your skin assessment and treatment schedule, please call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886.
Thank you!
Smart, live more today.
Thank you!
Rudy Project Shades, get ready for a game-changing partnership. We proudly welcome Rudy Project, your go-to for premium sports eyewear and gear. Elevate your performance and style with Rudy Project.
Thank you!
Akari Lighting.
Thank you!
And Shakey's for the Shakey Super League bundle. Order the Shakey Super League bundle of classic and gold starting September 28 for a limited time only. For every bundle sold,
50 pesos will be donated to your chosen university. Visit your nearest Shakey's store or order via the Shakey's Super App. Shakey's, there's nothing like Shakey's. Thank you! Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga kaibigan at mga tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. Thank you! Alright, well, kanina pinag-uusapan natin, partner, yung 4-point line kasama ni Coach Jeff. Itong susunod natin bisita, kung meron ng 4-point line nung panahon na yon,
go-to guy yan.
Ito na yun.
Go-to guy.
Go-to guy, Aroscaldo guy. Hindi lang go-to guy to. Lahat na to. At, of course, yung Cebu Langgunisa.
Yun.
Kasi tagaron yan eh. Of course, panahon po ngayon ng politika. Yeah. At gusto natin ngayon pag-usapan ang role ng sports pagdating po sa eleksyon. At yan po ang ating itatampok sa In the Spotlight. Siya po ang kasalukuyang Vice Mayor, full-fledged Vice Mayor na ng Cebu City. Nagsimula po ang kanyang career bilang isang politiko back in 2019 nang siya ay nanalo as the top councilor ng Cebu City. At pamula po noon ay patuloy po siyang naglilingkod. Lingkod bayan sa lungsod po ng Cebu. Of course, siya po ay kilalang-kilala bilang the Cebuano Hotshot, isang dating national player, 3-time champion ng PBA, and of course, a many time all-star sa PBA. At ngayon po, kasama natin siya para pag-usapan ang parating na pong eleksyon and of course, ang role ng mga athletes at mga players pagdating sa Philippine politics. Walang iba po ang ating makasama sa In the Spotlight, ang Vice Mayor ng Cebu, the Honorable Dondon Hontiveros. Magandang umaga, Vice Don. Kumusta ka na?
Good morning po. Kumusta po, Commissioner Noli? Kumusta po? Salamat po sa pag-invite.
Naku, kami kasama natin si Jera Sayson dito, Idol.
Ay, idol kita. Ay, naglalaro ka sa PBA.
Well, it's nice to see you, Vice. At alam ko na ikaw ay walang tigil ang pagtatrabaho and of course, walang tigil ang paglilingkod bayan. Pero alam mo, ngayon na nandiyan ka na at ika nga, pangatlo mo na yatang eleksyon tong sasabakan dahil nag-file ka na. No? Third term na, no? Don?
Going for my third
Going for your
election.
third. Oo.
But it's different po, Commissioner Noli, because kinuha po ako Vice Mayor.
Vice Mayor na
of Mayor Mike Rama.
Wow. Yes. Kaya nga, Vice Mayor, hindi na konsehal ang tatakbuhan ni Don. Vice Mayor na. Of course, you are now the Vice Mayor of Cebu, no, Don?
Well, I just took my oath last week, considering there was a decision from the Ombudsman against our Mayor Mike Rama. But a few days ago, he filed for yung tinatawag natin, his motion for reconsideration. But then again, with the orders from the ALG, so I have to take this oath. But before also, November of 2021, naging full-fledged Vice Mayor din po ako with the death of the elected mayor.
Tama,
yes,
tama.
Mayor Labella. Then, tumakbo po ulit ako as councilor, then ended up as number 1 again. But with the issue surrounding our mayor, who is my mentor, yun nga, there was a decision. So, balik po ulit ako as Vice Mayor.
Don, anong mas mahirap? Pagiging public servant o magiging professional PBA player?
Well, pareho po. But ang maganda is you grow, you improve, you get better. And maganda din dahil the same with being a professional player, you have coaches who really guide you, and you have teammates who supported you and give you opportunities. The same also, parang masasabi ko, Commissioner, that I'm a lucky guy kasi nalagay ako sa sitwasyon that there are people really helping me na parang gusto lang talaga tumulong and they see your potential. So, yun yung maganda. Swerte.
Actually, yan ang tatanungin ko sana sa iyo, Vice, di ba? Siyempre, yung naglalaro ka sa PBA, di ba? Talaga nakafocus ka sa laro, di ba? But naisip mo ba talagang pumasok sa mundo ng politika or sinubukan mo lang na pumasok bilang konsehal at dire-diretso na?
Well, uh, before I became a public servant, I would say a public servant than politician. We've been helping the community kasi yung parents ko both law enforcer, and yun nga, nung nakita ng papa ko na I was starting to earn as a professional basketball player, so pinakita niya ako ng mga sectors, communities na dapat namin tulungan. And we've been doing that. I think I was invited also by Commissioner Ayala before to be part of when he was the commissioner. So nakita ko, maganda pala to really reach out to the communities. Then when I retired, there were two parties who offered me a position, and yung isa, of course, sabi nila, will give you the Committee on Youth and Sports, which I am really connected. So yun po yung advantage ko. So, ang totoo, wala po akong inisip na pumasok dito, but when I was given the chance, and maganda na mabigay mo yung serbisyo sa mga sectors na lumalapit sa'yo. And yun, ang maganda, like when I said earlier, nung naging player ako, there were coaches helping me. The same also with situation being a councilor and vice mayor.
Top vote getter si Don back in 2019 with 161,000, more than 161,000 votes. In his second run, halos 180,000 na yung boto nitong si Vice Mayor Dondon, and that's why talaga namang
Cebu City yan,
Cebu City to, mga kapatid. Hindi po to isang maliit na bayan. This is the main city, the Queen City of the South. Kaya pambihira po ng narating ni Vice Mayor Don. Don, years after retirement, after 2018, nag-retire ka, 2019 ka tumakbo. May natutulong pa ba ngayon ang iyong pagiging PBA player, pagiging athlete sa iyong career ngayon as a Vice Mayor, as a public servant?
I have to admit, malaki pong advantage, Commissioner, kasi considering when we visit different barangays, even mountain barangays, nakilala ka nila as a basketball player. So, yun yung sabi ni Mayor Mike Rama sa akin, sa Dong, most of the people, kilala ka na nila. Make sure also, ipakilala mo yung mga kasamahan mo sa partido. And I've been doing that ever since. And sinasabi ko nga kay Mayor Mike, team player naman ako, sir. Wherever I go, I make sure yung mga mamimit ko na tao, ito yung mga kasamahan ko sa partido. Pero going back to your question, totoo po, when you played for the longest time, nakikita ka nila sa TV, like ma-meet pa nila ako, yung iba hindi pa ako kilala as Vice Mayor. Sabi niya, nag-retire ka na pala.
Anong ginagawa mo dito? Vice Mayor ako.
Vice Mayor po ako. So, yun po.
Gaano kalaki ang sports sa platform mo, Don? Now that meron ka ng plataforma, ng serbisyo, yung mga programa, gaano malaki pa ba ang role ng sports para sa iyo at sa iyong mga constituents?
Totoo po, malaki po yung role. Like ngayon, chairman ako sa Committee on Tourism sa Council. So, isa din sa namin, purpose is sports tourism. And like what happened last year when we bid for the Palarong Pabansa, kami po yung panalo. I was with Mayor Mike Rama along with our DepEd officials from the city. Nanalo po kami. And also, ang Philippine Archery Cup, it was held here last year. And also yung ASEAN Archery. And there are other activities na gusto pumunta sa Cebu City, and to bring those activities here, malaking market po for us, malaking bagay po for the economy as well. So malaking bagay talaga yung sports sa amin. And Dragon Boat, meron din kaming ginawa during the Sinulog Festival. So yun po talaga yung purpose ko. And when I was promised that maging part ako sa youth and sports, wait, may tumawag. So,
Vice Mayor eh.
Yun nga, yun, hindi ko na-up. So, I'm also chairman of the Committee on Education and Scholarship. So really, it's a rewarding and enriching experience to have this opportunity to share and be a public servant.
Okay, Vice, di ba, nag-retire ka na nga noong 2018 at now you're telling us how busy you are right now as Vice Mayor of Cebu City, but you seem, you look fit, di ba? Ano bang, how do you keep fit with all this busy schedule of yours?
Well, isa din po is nag-intermittent fasting ako.
Kaya pala.
Napansin ko kasi most of the players pag nag-retire.
Lumalaki na
Lumolobo.
Lumolobo, di ba? Kaya nga eh.
Kasi wala nang activity, but I make sure like I work out 2 or 3 times a week. Then first thing in the morning, I really make time for my parents because I'm staying with them. And yun nga po, tumatawag si Mayor Mike Ramos.
Mayor!
Tsaka muna yan, Mayor.
Mayor, mamaya.
Kami muna.
Stay fit. Like, for example, if hindi ako maka-workout, and as ambassador of a fitness gym here, 24 hours, minsan sa gabi po ako nakaka-workout, naka-exercise to really to have that balance. Kasi if puro work, presiding the session, I make sure also to find time to really take care of myself. Kasi kailangan ko rin po maglaro para may appearance po tayo tapos mga solicitation na papasok sa office para may ma-share tayo.
May konti racket
Don,
yes.
Anong masasabi mo sa mga taong nagsasabing player ka lang eh? Hindi dapat maging politiko o maging opisyal ng pamahalaan. Atleta lang yan, player lang. Anong masasabi mo sa mga ganyan, Don?
Well, hindi po mapi-please lahat, Commissioner. But there was one time when there was a case that I presided and this was homeowners na bumisita sa session. Then nag-preside ako. Then maganda din, lumapit sa akin akala ko basketball lang alam mo. Marinig mo lang yun from people na nakita ka as presiding officer or presiding a meeting. Magaan na po sa akin, pero again, you cannot please everybody. Yung iba sasabihan na ganyan, pero okay lang po as I continue to do my work. You don't have to really post it every time kung ano ginawa, pero if sometimes ma-share ko, yan, may lalapit, may sasabihin na hindi ka pala player, pwede ka pala. So enough na yun for me. But then again, yun nga po, lalo mas nakilala ka pa as a basketball player. So there were times really na nag-retire ka na pero hindi na alam na counselor na pala.
In fact, I'm sure ikaw ay patuloy na nag-aaral dahil syempre ang laki na ng duties ni Vice Mayor. Sa dami, even presiding mga council meetings, ikaw yan. And of course, the other programs of government, no, budgeting, finance, everything.
Yes.
Kaya Vice, ito ang tanong ko anong advice mo sa mga atleta, mga player, mga sports personalities na gustong pumasok sa politics ngayon na tatakbo either in legislative work or in executive work? Anong ma-advise mo sa kanila considering na ikaw ay ngayon talaga medyo veterano na as a politician?
I wouldn't say na veterano na talaga. I'm still growing, learning, and grateful dahil may mga nag-guide sa akin. Pero for first-timers, I think it really starts with yourself. If you're really there for public service, susunod na lang yan eh. And like what happened to me, nagpatuloy ako, nag-aral ako sa ITIAP through human resource, which is connected to me, which is managing people. And also really, mag-aaral pa sana ako ngayon for public ad, but sabi ko mahirap yata dahil papuntang campaign, I might not be able to really do everything on weekend. So really the advice is, kung meron ka namang heart to serve, no matter what, if you win or lose an election, you can always serve in any capacity. So yun lang, I think that's the advice that I can give when you have the heart to serve. So wala kang pakialam kung may position or wala. So I was given this opportunity, so I just make most of it. And yun din sabi ko sa mga empleyado, hindi natin alam if I still want to pursue this, but I'm given the task. I will just really fight to win. But if ever hindi, mag-enjoy lang tayo kasi marami naman tayong tutulungan.
Nice. Alam mo, nice to hear that from you, Vice, no? Dahil alam mo, yung pananalita kanina na sinabi mong ganyan, talagang kitang-kita na. Walang kwento, Vice, talagang nakikita na nanggagaling sa puso mo. Yung statement mo na yun. Yung statement mo na yun, kapag ibang politiko magsasabi, alam niya.
Nabobola. Talagang traditional, no? Sabi mo, Vice, ikaw ay staying fit. I'm sure you're following sports stories, Vice Mayor Don. Oh, ito, tanong ko lang very quickly. Alam ko, tumatawag sa iyo si Mayor eh. SMB Ginebra, sa tingin mo ba aabot ng Game 7 ito, Vice?
Well, I would believe it would go to a Game 7. Hopefully,
pareho
it
kami.
would go to a Game 7. Para mas maganda and the tides have been turning and tinambakan yung Ginebra Game 4 then bumawi yung Ginebra
Game 5
yung performance ni RJ Abarientos but again knowing San Miguel hindi naman bibigayan like what happened to Junmar when they went to a deciding game the previous round
against Converge
nag-dominate si Junmar so again they would be expecting more from Junmar but also they'll be making adjustments for the other players to really step up.
Nakita mo yun, partner, ha? Pareho ang utak namin dito sa laban ng Pwede ako mag-vice mayor.
Yeah.
Pwede din pa ako mag-commentator.
Tama. Bakit hindi? Diba? Tama, Vice. 4-point shot. Anong opinion mo? Kasi, obviously, kung ikaw ay naglalaro pa, baka yung 4-point shot, parang layup na lang sa'yo. Don.
Ano take mo?
Yeah. Nilagay dyan, so players have to work on it, but really, I would stick sa 3 points.
And of course, si Marshall Lassiter na lampasan na ikaw at ni si Jimmy Alapag at magagaling si Alan Kaidik sa 3-point shooting. Your thoughts about Marshall Lassiter na nakasama mo rin, Don?
Well, the first time I saw him, Commissioner, that was 2010, 2011. When I first practiced with him, sabi ko, ito na yata makakatalo talaga sa akin. Because I've always thought of myself like a Jeffrey Cariaso. You have to play both sides of the floor, defense and offense. When I first saw the guy, sabi ko, ang galing nitong batang to. Tapos, ito para marami itong papahirapan. And I'm not surprised he broke the record. And maganda pa rin. He's still fit. He's taking good care of his body. And younger players should look up to him as well.
Well, Don, alam mo, marami pa tayong pag-usapan but I know you have to go and I really wish you luck.
Ano yung tawag ni
Mayor? Ito na lang huli. Since ikaw ay tumatakbong Vice Mayor ng Cebu, are you also looking potentially after this for a national position, Don?
You mean...
Kunyari, senador.
Congressman.
National, congressman, or something else. Is that something na naiisip mo?
Hindi po. I mean, if dito you're taking care of the constituents kung anong sector lumalapit sa akin pero it's a different story when you're talking about national Congress maybe because you're representing the district you belong to. Hindi ko po naisip yan but I guess the last name really is of national scene having Senator Risa in the Senate. Malaking bagay and she's been helping me as well. So, hindi ko po naisip yan.
Well, you'll never know, partner. You'll never know. But with the way you're doing sa trabaho mo, Vice, hindi ako magtataka and I'm certainly going to support you. I know your heart. I know your work. I know your work ethic. I know also your integrity, Don, which is the most important sa ating mga politiko na nawawala na sa mga public servants natin. We wish you all the best, Vice. Good luck sa iyong pagtakbo and of course kung anong pwedeng maitulong, tawag ka lang. Wag lang si Mayor at baka nagagalit. Sagutin mo na yung tawag ni Mayor. Maraming salamat, Vice Mayor.
Good luck, Vice.
Thank you. All the best. God bless. Thank you.
Mga kaibigan, ang Vice Mayor po ng Cebu City, mambihira. Vice Mayor Dondon Hontiveros. Again, tumatakbo po siya ng re-election as Vice Mayor na ngayon. Or rather, not re-election, election for Vice Mayor.
Yeah.
Malaking bagay yan. Napakabait na tao niyan.
Mabait, very articulate. Talagang
may dating, may postura, at may, and of course yun, yung puso sa pagsisilbi. Alright, well, that will bring us to the end of the show, mga kapatid. Bago po tayo magtapos, isa muna pong pag-anunsyo sa mga nanalo sa ating Joyride Top Up promo. Ngayong araw pong ito, ang nanalo po ng 1,000 pesos JR Pay Wallet Credits, si Mary Ann Abalona, Chris Rajas, Lea de los Santos, Clarice Bernabe at si Zarina Agustin. Congratulations sa inyong lahat. Alam mo yung security guard sa baba? Nagsabi sa akin, bakit nanalo daw siya ng top up? Tuwan-tuwa. Kayo po'y sumali sa ating pong top up promo. And of course, sa Aqua Flask, ang ating pong nanalo ng limited edition Aqua Flask, ang pasahero si MGJV at ang Joyride driver partner si Jonas Aleguera. Congratulations sa inyo mula sa Joyride.
Oy, isa pala,
Yes,
bago
partner.
natin makalimutan.
Uy!
Sayang hindi ka maglalaro sa
Oo nga,
Lunes.
oo nga.
Ang second Perfect Drive PH Tournament na gaganapin sa Forest Hills Golf and Country Club sa Nicklaus Course.
Oo.
Kaya ito patorneo ng ating kaibigan,
Kaibigan natin.
si Adrian Andeng Flores. No? Kaya madami mga prizes at parapo lang ipamimigay dyan.
Perfect Drive mga kaibigan ha? Sa Monday yan. Congratulations sa Perfect Drive Magazine and of course kay Deng. Andeng, saludo ako. Pasensya na at kailangan tayong magninong. At kami po ay nagpapasalamat muli sa inyong lahat sa inyong pagsubaybay ngayong Sabado ng umaga. Kita-kita ulit tayo next week. At lagi po natin paalala dito sa ating palatuntunan tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit. At sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH Teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po.
Happy sporting weekend sa inyo lahat.
More power!
And more play!
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulot, Chumbeshi, Baylakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino.